wanted to talk a little bit about communication today because I honestly get blown away every time I learn something new about communication and something new gets implemented, especially in the relationship with Charlie and I. And, we've been together for nearly 15 years now. And throughout the different seasons and cycles of our relationship, I have learned so much. And for me, communication used to always be something that I felt had to be like argumentative, and it was heated and a big argument would come. And I always had this idea of when communication needed to be had, it meant something serious was going on. And it's only been recently that I've actually realized how when you like suss the communication and you get that flow happening every single day, oh my gosh, it is like the most liberating feeling. And I'll tell you why I'm feeling like this. I've spoke recently on some of my videos as to how Charlie implemented a morning communication with me. So it meant that every morning when I was waking up, I would send him a message, and it was really to allow me to work on my memory and my focus and see the areas that I was actually listening, and also just to have a space for me to be able to express. And that's been going on now since the beginning of the year. So I've stayed really consistent. I have not missed a day, even like when I went back to the UK or if Charlie and I are going for a challenge. Every single day I have done it. And what's happened recently is we've now started to do more evening communication. So that means that either if we're winding down together and we're both spending the evening together, then I will communicate in person. And if we're not, and maybe Charlie's still on calls and I'm getting myself ready for bed, then I will send him a message. And now what's started to happen is Charlie has now started to send me a message of an evening before he goes to bed. He often, especially during the week with his work, is awake much later. So I go to bed sooner and I get to wake up in the morning to a voice note from him telling me about his evening, responding to the message that I sent him, just sharing anything that he wants to express, anything he wants to say about me, whether it's what I'm doing amazing, how much he loves me, all the good things about me. Maybe it's something that I need to focus on or an area that he's seeing that I'm struggling. And the difference that this has made, I was speaking to my friend about it the other day, and she actually said, you need to speak about this on your YouTube channel, because it has made me see communication in such a different way. Like, I get excited now when I wake up in the morning and I know I've got a message to listen to from Charlie. I don't know what that message is going to say. I don't know what's going to be in it. I don't know how long it's going to be for, but I get excited. I get excited to hear about him, to hear about what's been going on in his evening, to hear about how he's feeling, and also to hear if there's anything that he's picking up about me, because sometimes we can't see things ourselves and it takes someone else to shine a light on areas that maybe we're overdoing it, or we're overworking, or we're not following the systems that have been put into place. So I actually get excited for that. And it's just really shown me that like communication is such an important thing, whether it is in your romantic relationship, whether it's in your friendships, whether it's in your business and work relationships, family, friends, no matter what the relationship is, it is so important that communication happens, because I now see how I was holding on to certain resentment or things about stuff that was so small, like minute, which is why I wasn't communicating it, because I didn't feel like it was a big thing. But it was really affecting my energy. It was really affecting my momentum. It was affecting my desire and my love towards Charlie. because I was holding on to things. But now I'm having this opportunity to express it. Now this system has been put in place. It's getting everything out of me. The positive, the challenges, the highs, the lows, all of it. And our relationship right now feels like there's no words for it. I am feeling so deeply in love. And what I actually said was to my friend the other day was, I can't believe that 15 years almost into a relationship, I am feeling this much love and desire and appreciation and respect and want for my man. We are so taught that as relationships go on, like the love fizzles out and the chemistry goes down and the lust goes down. It's just part of life. It's just part of relationships. Bullshit. That's not true. And I'm actually experiencing that now, because a little while back, I was feeling a bit more, just like, it's okay. But since this communication has been happening, it feels so different, my relationship with Charlie. Like the feelings and everything that we're experiencing together, it feels so empowering, so liberating, so comforting, grounding, calm, present, collaborative. There are so many things that I'm feeling right now, all stemming back to having incredible, clear communication. Because Charlie has always been someone who loves to communicate. He will talk about everything. He will stay up all day, all night to get to the bottom of what's happening. Whereas for me, I would find it much easier to avoid it and feel I'm too exhausted and I can't face it, because I always had this idea and this attachment that it was going to be this huge heated thing, and it's not. And so I've really been able to reprogram the way I see communication recently. And a big part of this was in the relationship with Charlie and I. I definitely feel like I have been much better at communicating in other of my relationships. And that's really used to cause a lot of dissonance, because I felt like I was a good communicator, but Charlie didn't feel like I was a good communicator. And now I am seeing myself how in this particular relationship, I was not a good communicator. And that doesn't mean that in general I wasn't a good communicator, because there's no black or white. It's not one way or another. It's like you can be amazing at communicating in this relationship, but not so good in this relationship. And to really get to a point now where I feel confident to communicate, I don't have that feeling of feeling afraid of I don't want to upset Charlie, or I don't want to cause a disconnect in our relationship, because I know that anything that I hold on to and I don't truly communicate, that is going to cause a disconnect. Maybe not right away, but over time, that is going to build up inside me. That is going to cause dis-ease. That's going to be like mold and fungi growing inside me because I'm not letting it out. If we don't express, we will depress. That is just how it is. I do not want to get myself into a state of depression, and I do not want to take our relationship and the co-creation that we have together into a place of dissonance and disconnect simply because I'm unable to communicate. And it's really interesting seeing other people's relationships. And of course, every relationship is different. There's not one size fits all. What works for Charlie and I may not work for another couple. But it really does allow me to see how people are communicating and how they're not communicating. There is nothing more important than having that open communication with the person that you're choosing to spend your life with. This isn't just someone. This isn't just a work colleague, although communication is very important there as well. But especially when it comes to your romantic relationship, you are choosing to do life with that person. You are choosing to spend every day, every month, every year with that person. You are choosing to build a family with that person. You are saying, I am here. I am giving you my all. And they are giving you their all. So why wouldn't you communicate so openly and honestly? Because if the communication can't happen and there is that hold back, you are never going to truly grow and get to the levels as a partnership that you can get to. Because there's always going to be that thing there. There's always going to be that holding back, not fully expressing, fully allowing yourself to be seen or to be heard or to be received. That's what it comes down to. There's usually some fear or an experience that you've gone through in your life that has held you back from communicating honestly and openly. It might not be with the person that you're with, but you see it in children. They'll just say whatever. They have no filters. They will just speak it out. They're not thinking about like how that's going to make someone feel. But as we go through experiences in our life, we create these patterns that tell us that like we can't say that. We don't want to hurt someone's feelings. We don't want to ruin this. We don't want to be seen to be like this. When you actually can meet someone that can see you for who you are in all areas, and you can truly start to understand that like it's not personal, because that's something that I would really struggle with. I would really take it personally when Charlie would communicate something to me. But I just feel, especially over the last couple of months, it feels so different between us. And there are so many little things that you can say. It could be because of this or because of this, but the root, I truly believe, comes down to the communication. I am feeling more free. I am feeling lighter. I've been going through a lot myself, like mentally and physically in my own health. But what I've had in the connection and the togetherness with Charlie has been so different to maybe last year or 3 years or 5 years or 7 years or 10 years ago, because the communication is in such a different place. If you can truly hold yourself accountable to be so open and honest to those that you're spending your time with, to know that it's not coming from a place of trying to upset someone, but it's coming from a place of being totally honest, totally real, totally raw, because that's then when the best relationships are going to blossom. Otherwise, if you're not being truly open and truly communicating what you feel, what you're experiencing, it might not be anything to do with the other person. It might be just what you're going through. Maybe it is to do with the other person. Maybe you're feeling extremely triggered. And again, it's getting to a place where that can be maturely communicated and expressed without it being like you're putting blame onto that person or that person's taking it personally. But to truly be able to communicate that actually, when you said this really made me feel like this. And I don't know why, but I'd love to explore it with you. I'd love to understand it together. Like, especially your romantic relationships, you're a team. Like, I am feeling so much love right now. Like, there are so many areas I can look at and see how I'm struggling and I'm finding it really difficult. But when I bring myself back to peace and simplicity, which is the words right now, it really shows me that what I have in my home and my family life is something that is so valuable to me. Like, I never want to lose this. It has given me so much drive and motivation to ensure that I am communicating no matter how I feel. I recently went through my luteal phase, and that is always a time that caused friction, blow-ups, and it didn't, because these systems are in place, because we are communicating regularly. We are working as a team together, and so much else is coming from that. So much manifestation and creation is then coming because we are both feeling on the same page. We're feeling aligned. We're feeling free. We're feeling clear, because we're allowing that communication to flow every day, numerous times a day.